January 16th, 2024. This is our world session. Please like, share, subscribe. Just really helps me out to continue doing this work. And it supports me very, very much. And, if you ever want to ask a question or you have a particular priority that maybe would work as part of the world session, do let me know, please. So the one thing we're doing today is the central nervous system and virus. We're going to deal with virus as sorry, somebody's ringing and we're going to deal with virus and the immune system and the nervous system. So when we get a little bit overexcited, which happens quite often, I'm sure, people have arguments or disagreements, or you have your own conflict within your own mind. Maybe you have an argument with your body. Like I tend to have, get quite nervous when my body isn't able to get up in the morning and I need to do a lot of things to get it moving, but I also have a time limit because I need to get to work, and I get more hyped up and nervous. I would prefer to relax even more, then my body would actually be able to heal better, to work better, to be more flexible. So we want to counteract some of that tension that goes into the nervous system. Remember, you're going to get neurotransmitters and hormones are really important for the immune system. So it's going to be a really simple session, but very powerful. We're going to work through your brain, searching out whatever viruses in your body are in an imbalance. This can also go to other little things, like if there's a parasite your body needs to treat, micro or macro. If there's a fungus that could be hanging around in your body that needs to be faced. So let's just tap this. So, if there's a fungus, your brain's already seeing it. If there's a parasite, macro or micro, your body's checking it out, looking for it. The better the brain can find those things, deal with it, and the hormones are balanced. Imagine if your hormones are off, your immune system's going to have difficulty. And then the nervous system has difficulty. Okay, so I'm working under the auspices of, okay, so our nervous systems can get taxed, but for whatever reason, if we can help the nervous system by dealing with the microbes in the body and hormones, big deal, like adrenal cortisol. What if you get a little bit of acetylcholine over the top? You can't really feed your musculature, etc. So let's just breathe again. I'm going to bring it all together now. Nice little triangle. So at the top is the nervous system. Over to the left side, I don't know if it matters, but I'll just say it anyway. Left side is the immune system, and to the right side is hormones, and it comes back. It's like a sacred triangle holding up the health, the energy of our bodies. So we'll just link that out to, where's my energy? Where's my energy? What's happening? What do I need to use it for? If I've been using my energy, this is the body talking, if I've been using my energy to deal with things, even though I haven't actually looked at different microbes, fungus, bacteria, infection, and did I say virus that's in the body already? Parasite, yeah. So I'm feeling really stressed in the gut brain. So we got to bring that gut brain in. We're going to run some circulation in there, get it to figure out what did we just do. So the belly, gut brain, mouth to anus is kind of looking at what's going on now. Oh, I need to reorganize some of my decision making. So if a virus now is no longer hanging out in the body, taxing the energy system, then the gut brain can change its approach. It can change its approach to how it's dealing with things. It doesn't have as much of a, think of being a secretary. You got piles and piles of paper, you've got a file, and you have a cold. And you're looking at this pile of papers and you got to file everything by the end of the week, but you've got a cold. Oh my. Right now, your bones are aching, your muscles are aching, and you cannot get those files put away. Now we're dealing directly with the virus, get the virus to move. Oh, now I can really feel it. Oh, I like this example. then the body can deal with filing the rest. And it doesn't have to use as much energy. All right, let's tap that through. Wow, everything's kind of moving now. Oops, everything's kind of moving, and energy's moving through the chest, the breastplate, the lymphatic system in the underarms. And the area in the gut that I was feeling was kind of strange. It's shrunk in size, so it's like a smaller area. So I want to get that massaged, meaning get the soliton waves that are sent from the brain that allow the undulations. This is craniosacral. This is also the our own EMF from the brain, but also the information, and then the EMF from the heart field. Okay, heart field. Okay, heart field. I don't know if you can feel that. I'll describe it in a second, but the heart field is opening up all the chest area, the neck, the posterior part of the heart, just to really connect to having compassion for yourself when there's conflict. By the way, you're in conflict all the time. Why? There's bacteria everywhere. There's garbage everywhere. You're eating food. You're drinking water. You're breathing air. So the body is constantly battling whatever it doesn't need. So that small intestine knows where the poison is. So now just feel into, we're going to bring heart, small intestine. Those two are connected. And take a nice deep breath. I'm just rubbing both. It just feels really good to do that. And it brings up some rebellious chi. So yours might not be rebellious. It could come out as flatulence. You could hear gurgles, whatever, but it's definitely moving the stuff that's going on in the belly. And a nice little tap. And just feeling into what's tense, because we started with this priority that it is the nervous system. The nervous system is what we're working on. So I just feel everything traveling from my brain into the entire spinal cord. And I don't feel much emanating outward. I feel like going into the enteric plexus. I feel like going into the solar plexus, even the pelvic floor. But I'm not quite feeling, I lost the sensation in the arms, the legs, and the kind of over to the side of the spinal cord. So I'm just going to allow those undulations. And if you want to move like this too, you can. Remember, we did this a few times. I think this is probably a good time to do it. Is breathe in, arms up, head back, inhale, and start exhaling. Then come down, bring your legs, arms right down. Inhale, coming up. And exhale. Then we'll do dragging the chi. Arm out to the side, hand flat. Arm out to the side, bring it in. The notch between your collarbone, drag that chi down over to the other side. By the way, when you have an asthma attack, you do this. Asthma attack goes really quickly. And keep breathing, drag it down, just feel it coming down. Feels so wonderful. You can really feel the lungs opening up when you do this. Just really opens up those lungs. And inhale and exhale. And here we go. Let me just see what's going on. Yeah, there's something going on at the just between the upper back and the cervical spine. So I think that's probably because most of us, will be on the phone or look at the computer, our heads are down. We can bring that into the session where we can start training the neck and head to want to be more mobile, want to move a little bit more. Now, this is really important because when we're dealing with the nervous system, in there are a bunch of habits that we have. I know I'm totally guilty of having these habits, and I find it really hard to change them. But I am making a conscious, concerted effort to notice my habits. So I keep looking at my day and I say, how can I do this differently? It's really like Feldenkrais. So Feldenkrais, it gives you, let's say, a position or a movement to make, and you find any possible way to make less effort in that movement. It's pretty incredible. So I'm doing the same thing in my daily activity, and it's really coming up nicely right now. Maybe we'll just really instantiate this for all of us. So when I get up in the morning, there were all these habits. I'd say over the last 5 months, I've really trained myself, not to start thinking, to start going to what's the most enjoyable thing, the simplest, most enjoyable thing I could do right now. And I've been able to explore, different movements. So the new one that I have is getting into child's pose in my bed. And I sit there for like 60 seconds now. That's a big deal for me because it was only 10 months ago. Well, probably, no, it's a year exactly on the 25th that I was incapable. Well, actually, after the surgery, I couldn't do it either. So, yeah, maybe 6, 7 months where I could actually bend my legs. And it's only in the last 3 months that I could do the child's pose. And how much fun, just exploring different ways this body can move where it was completely immobile before. And even though I've been able to get mobility, what about new ways? Even though I have, here I have new mobility, but every day the curiosity of, can I move like this now? Could I do this a little differently? I don't know if anyone knows what a TRX is, but you put it in your door and you use it as you use your body as weight to do different exercises. So, I went, let's cross my arms and see what that's like. So you get a different stretch. So I'm just trying to posit some, curiosity, just taking each moment as, how can I do this differently? And, it might sound minor to you, but it's really helped out my nervous system. And it's also the way I'm thinking. So before it was like, how am I going to get out of bed? How am I going to get to do all these different things? Oh my goodness, I'm so tired. I'm so stressed. Oh, and I would just make it worse and worse and worse and worse. Whereas now it's like, how can you get out of bed now easier? Get your body up easier. How can you walk differently? So every step I take now is learning to walk differently. Sometimes I'm even walking with my arms like this, and I walk around just exploring different patterns. I can tell you that even in the last 2 weeks of doing this, wow, it's just incredible. I've got a total shift in my gait, a total shift in the way I do exercises, and my spine is a little bit different. So I encourage you all to try this, to begin to just slow down and see, how can I move in a different way, or think in a different way, or get to work in a different way. I used to say to people, do you go to work the same way all the time? And they go, yep. And I'm like, oh, okay. I like to go different ways, to find different ways of going. Now, on the bus, that might not necessarily be possible. But if you're walking, maybe you take a little different detour, or you take a street that's parallel, so you're always changing. So this is an even greater extension of that. And I think if you do this and you're looking for the most pleasant way of doing something, your nervous system will thank you. It will thank you. It doesn't mean you're going to be completely out of whatever conflicts are going on, because they're always going on, especially if you have health issues. So, I have tons of health issues, but I find that as long as I can explore, it's a lot simpler. Now, there are points in time where you become exhausted, where you can't do anything. Go with it, right? That's the thing. If you're totally exhausted, you can't do. It's the time to just stop. I can hear people going, "Yeah, but I have to get to work." But you could reduce a lot of things. You may be able to take some time off if it's really bad. You might be able to get away with a minimum amount of work, get your work done. Like I did the same thing. I was like, okay, minimum amount of work. And then I come back and I do a lot more. I can give a lot more of myself, but not all the time. So that's just a little talk for your nervous system. Let's just bring that in. And really, all we're bringing in is how can I move, think, deal with my day in a more pleasant way? How can I make this movement? How could I make this thought? How could I make this these activities easier? Not easier, but more joyful, more pleasant, and easier on the body too. Okay. So yeah, it'd be interesting to hear what you have to say and let me know how that goes. Thank you, everyone, and like, share, and subscribe, please. And have a great day. Bye.